Hey guys, my name's Oscar Mikey, and today I wanted to show you guys a new game that kind of popped up on my radar recently. So Steam did this thing where it was kind of like a promotional week-long kind of event for survival-focused games. So any kind of game that had kind of a base, like a foundation based in survival and base building slash crafting slash survival kind of gameplay. And lots of like limited time demos were available for small indie games, lots of new kind of survival action adventure type games and stuff. Anyway, one of these games is called Sievert. Sievert. I'm going to call it Sievert. Unfortunately, I found out about this game the day after this week-long event ended. So I wasn't able to play the demo. They did have a demo available during this event, but I wasn't able to play it. So since I wasn't able to play the game, I did my own research and I watched a couple of YouTube videos on it. There's one video in particular that I watched by a YouTuber called Floppy Sword, and he was gracious enough to let me use the footage from his video in this video that you're watching right now. So big shout out to Floppy Sword for helping me out with this video. Thank you so much. Guys, go check out his videos, go check out his channel. He's a good dude, he makes great content, and definitely worth checking out. So what I want to do for this video is I want to compare all the ways in that this game is similar to Escape from Tarkov, because this game has flown completely under my radar, and there's actually a shocking number of similarities between this and Escape from Tarkov. You guys, my fellow Tarkov players, might actually be interested in this game. So this is the description the game has on Steam. Sievert is a tense top-down shooter that challenges you to scavenge a procedurally generated wasteland, loot gear, and explore what's left of a devastated world. When the odds are stacked against you, you'll need to do more than just survive. Ooh. And just by that description, it sounds pretty generic, right? But when you get into it, this game shares a lot of similarities with Escape from Tarkov and another game called S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl. If you're younger than 30 years old, I suspect you won't know much about S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl. There is another S.T.A.L.K.E.R game coming out soon, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, but I'm going to save that for another video. Sievert shares a lot of similarities with that game too. So finally, getting into what Sievert actually is. It's a single-player, extraction-based, top-down pixel art survival shooter. It has the extraction royale elements from Escape from Tarkov, and a lot of the survival elements from S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl. And there is a lot of kind of overlap between all three of these games. There are similar systems in Tarkov and S.T.A.L.K.E.R that made it into Sievert, and we're going to go over those right now. So ways this game is similar to S.T.A.L.K.E.R. There's radiation in the game. You can get radiation debuffs. You can get like radiation sickness, and there's meds to counteract that. There's mutated creatures roaming around the world. So what happened is there was some kind of explosion at a nuclear power plant or facility or something, kind of like exactly what happened in S.T.A.L.K.E.R, which is kind of loosely based off the nuclear accident that happened in 1986 in Ukraine. But anyway, the radiation from this accident created all these deformed, mutated creatures that are roaming around now, and they're dangerous and they attack you and stuff. In S.T.A.L.K.E.R, the radiation also caused these weird anomalies like electrical storms and stuff, and they're kind of like environmental traps that you have to watch out for. And it also caused these artifacts to kind of form out of the radiation. These valuable artifacts that you can collect and use to power yourself up or sell them for money. That was a feature in S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl, and it's here in Sievert. There's also different factions in the game. You come across them every once in a while fighting. There's bandits and military factions in the game. Sometimes you come across them having a little gunfight and you get in the middle of it. That's kind of cool. And you can also get tasks from NPCs. So you can get little quests that take you to different maps and different parts of the game. I don't really know how diverse the tasks are because I haven't actually gotten in there myself. But there's definitely like go here and kill this many people type missions. So Floppy Sword got a task where he had to go in and kill 5 bandits, which are basically scavs. But I'm sure there will be plenty of other missions where you have to go in and kill like certain mutated creatures or find certain objects, things like that. All right, now, ways this game is similar to Escape from Tarkov. Your character has stats and abilities and a stash that are persistent. So you play the game, you go into a map, you find a bunch of loot, you do some shooting, running, whatever, and along the way your character upgrades their stats like their stamina, total health, resistance to radiation, and things like that. Very similar to the skills system in Tarkov. Your stash exists in a base that has a bunch of different modules that you can upgrade, very similar to the hideout in Escape from Tarkov. And of course you have your stash where you can stash all your loot and organize it and stuff. You have a food and drink meter, so they're separated from each other, and you have to make sure that you're topped up on food and liquid to keep your character alive. There's a weight system that's expressed in kilograms, so I guess the stronger your character gets, the more weight you can carry. And also, you can get bigger backpacks that you can use to carry more stuff as well. There's a surprisingly deep weapon modding system, just like in Escape from Tarkov. Not as deep as Tarkov, obviously. There's a little clip here from the trailer. You can mod out things like stocks, grips, suppressors, optics, magazines, but it's a really cool system. You can see like a Gucci'd out M4 being modded here in the trailer. It's pretty crazy. Weapons have durability and they can jam, something you'll have to watch out for. In Floppy's video, he kills a couple of bandits and he picks up their weapons, and I noticed that they have way lower durability than his own weapon. There's hidden stashes in the game. Floppy comes across one totally by accident, but just like in Escape from Tarkov, there are these little barrels buried in the dirt all around the map, and if you find them, they could have some really good stuff in them.
What am I looting? A hidden stash. That's cool. Is that a fucking hairdryer? Huh.
You can get body armor for your character, so different levels of body armor will give you different certain levels of protection. There's a handful of different maps in the game. You're only able to play the one game, which is basically like Woods, for this survival game event that Steam had on. But there are definitely more coming. And surprise, surprise, one of them is an abandoned shopping mall. And look at this. Who the fuck is this? Who could this possibly be? Who the fuck is this little guy right here? So obviously this is a character inspired by Killa from Escape from Tarkov. I wouldn't be surprised if there are boss characters on each map, and I wouldn't be surprised if they all kind of look different and have different personalities and roam around with different kinds of guards and stuff. There are a bunch of different health items in the game. You can get different kinds of debuffs, like you can get bleeds that you need bandages for to treat. Your total health pool can be cut down, and you actually need a certain health item to restore that before you use a different kind of health item to get your actual health bar back up.
We have 62 out of 100, but minus 18 in wounds. So you can use certain bandages and stuff, right? Because you have different types. So I have the med kit. See how we have health, bleed, and wound? Okay, so wound, this one. We want to use one of these to help with the... This guy's making me nervous over here. All right, we're healing up here a little bit. Now we can have the ability to, I guess, heal. So we need to use the health if we wanted to heal up. I got 3 of them. Let's use one, I guess. That's a substantial amount of health. All right.
Like I mentioned before, there are different size backpacks you can get when you go into a raid. And the loot itself, all the different kinds of miscellaneous items that you can pick up in the game. You got matches, you got paper, power drills, nails, pliers, wrenches, light bulbs, chocolate, vodka, batteries, canned food, soap, cigarettes. Nuts. There's all kinds of random bullshit scattered throughout the map that you can pick up. All these little items, these miscellaneous things that don't really do anything on their own, but you could probably bring them back to your stash, back to your base, and use them to upgrade different modules or craft things or trade for things. Again, I haven't actually had the chance to play the game myself, but I assume that's how it's going to work. So now let's just get into the really important part. How does the game actually play? Kind of sticking true to its sort of hardcore survival-ish inspirations. It looks like a pretty difficult game. Time to kill is pretty quick, you can see by these clips here. If you get careless, then a bandit can take you out. Depending on what kind of weapon they have, they can take you out in just like a few hits. Your health drains pretty quickly, and animals are pretty dangerous too. If you get rushed by a wild boar, that thing can kill you pretty quickly. So it seems like once you get into this game, it's kind of meant to be played in sort of the same vein as Tarkov, where in a firefight, you engage somebody, you engage a target, and then you kind of maneuver, you stay mobile, you run around looking for different kinds of angles to peek from.
Okay, we got the... What the fuck? My health is fucking gone.
Yeah, boy.
That's how a lot of kind of close range engagements go in Tarkov. I mean, most of the time you just get head-eyes in a fraction of a second. But in longer, more drawn-out fights, it's a game of peeking angles and flanking and that kind of thing. So it definitely seems like that's the case here, because if you get stuck out in the open, you're going to get lit up super hard and you're going to die very quickly. This game looks really cool. A really interesting take, like a mashup of S.T.A.L.K.E.R and Tarkov that looks really kind of cutesy on the face of it, but it's still really hardcore. Floppy Sword got Tarkov plenty of times in this video that I'm showing you right now. But yeah, that's Zero Sievert, guys. What do you guys think of this game? Is this something you would play? It's a lot like Tarkov. It's got a lot in common with it, but it's definitely like a different art style and a different kind of type of game. I'm definitely interested in checking it out. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to leave a link to the Steam page in the description below if you guys want to check it out. Once again, I want to thank Floppy Sword for loaning me his gameplay footage for me to make this video. Head over there, watch his videos, give him a like and a sub. He's a cool dude and he's a good YouTuber. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you like it, consider subscribing, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.